everybody. So this is the fourth time I have tried to record this video, so let's hope that this one goes good. I just keep forgetting little things and wanting to say different things in different videos, so hopefully I remember everything in this video. This video is just about how I am tracking my ovulation this month. I'm doing it 3 different ways, and I would like to give you tips if you are trying to figure out how to track your ovulation and you have just like no idea, maybe you are just starting, or yeah, just to let you guys know how I'm doing it. So the first way that I did, how I'm tracking it, is I installed the Ovia fertility app. This app actually is quite good. I was skeptical at first, but it tracks pretty much everything about you. Like if you put in your information about, like it tracks how much you eat, how much you sleep, how much you exercise, cramping, your cervical mucus, your everything, your period, everything. It tracks everything as long as you put all of your information in. And it can give you a very good reading on when you are ovulating. It actually even gives you a score from 1 to 10 on your chances of conceiving, or how good they are from how healthy you are, when you had sex during your fertile window. Like it gives you a rating and everything. So it's very cool. So that is my first tip. My second tip is also within the Ovia app. It tracks your basal body temperature, which is the temperature that you are when you first wake up in the morning without doing anything. You pretty much just wake up and take your temperature. That is your basal body temperature. And apparently when you ovulate, your temperature goes up a degree. Within that 24 to 48 hours when you are ovulating, your temperature should go up a degree. So I'm curious to see if this works. So I've been keeping track of my temperature every day, or every morning I should say, to see if it actually does go up. And my third way that I am tracking my ovulation is by using OPK tests. So I'll show you my book that I am starting to make. It's a bit early to start taking ovulation tests, seeing as my fertile window isn't for another 2 days. It is Thursday, and my fertile window is Saturday. And your fertile window is the 5-6 days of the month when you are most fertile. It doesn't mean that you are ovulating those full 5-6 days, but it's just your most fertile time, because you can get pregnant a few days before ovulation because sperm can live inside of you. So anyways, this is my ovulation trying to conceive book. So as you can see, trying to conceive month 1, August, ovulation tests. So this is the one that I took last night on cycle day 9. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a very, very faint line there. And that doesn't really mean anything, because with OPKs, you can get very faint lines, but that's because we always have the ovulation hormone inside of us. So you can still get very faint lines, but you don't get a true positive ovulation test until it is a very, very, very dark line, because that means when the line is either as dark as this line or darker, that is a positive ovulation test. So the reason why we have to wait until it gets that dark is because when it gets that dark, it means that you are having a crazy amount of that hormone in your body right now, and that means that you are ovulating. Whereas if it's just faint like this, it doesn't really mean anything. It just kind of means the hormone's there, but nothing's really happening. But as soon as it gets super dark like that, that means, oh my gosh, you are ovulating, and if you want to conceive, have sex for a couple of days. So that is my one way. I'm hoping that I'll have all of my ovulation tests going down here, so you can see this very faint line slowly get darker and darker and darker and darker until my time of ovulation. And I'm hoping on this side I'll have my HCG tests, pregnancy tests, and I'm hoping that there's a positive, but we never know. It's only my first month trying, and I've just gotten off the patch a few weeks ago, so the chances of it working are a bit slim, but I'm hoping that it does work. So I also recommend tracking it like this, because then you can see the line get darker and you can tell when you are ovulating, because all of us are very, very different. We all have different cycle lengths. We all ovulate at different times in our cycle. Different months can be different from previous months, and so just knowing your body and knowing how long your cycle is, when you are usually fertile, when you usually ovulate, your symptoms of ovulation, because you're tracking your ovulation, so you can maybe start to tell, hey, I'm having cramping today. Maybe I'm getting close to ovulation or whatever, and then you can start to tell these kinds of things. So just getting to know yourself and your body and how your cycle is can really, really help you to just, conceive, because you're getting familiar with yourself. I do really recommend the Ovia app, because you can keep track of everything in a calendar, and you can go back and okay, what was I like last week at this time? What were my symptoms this week? And you can be okay, last month I started my period on this day. How did I feel that day? You can compare everything, and it's very, very cool. So if you are trying to conceive, I recommend first installing the Ovia app, because this will give you a lot of insight and a lot of ideas, and it will just help you to get familiar with yourself. Number 2 is track your basal body temperature. I'm not sure if this works yet, because I have not gotten to that point, but I'm still tracking it anyways. Number 3, buy OPK tests. I recommend buying them online, because I got a bunch for super cheap off Amazon. And make a little book like I did and start keeping track. Even if I don't conceive this month, I can still look back next month and be okay, this day last month I had this dark of a line, and this month I have this dark of a line. You can kind of start keeping track of all that kind of stuff. So just get familiar with yourself, maybe do these things, and I'm sure it will really, really help. And if you are wanting to conceive, the day you ovulate, obviously have a lot of sex that day and the day previous, and the day after, be having lots of sex on those days. The funny thing is for me, though, is that I'm actually not going to be having sex on the day that I ovulate. I'm going to be having sex a couple of days before and then stopping when I get a positive ovulation test. So I'll be having lots of sex up until the time I ovulate, because the chances of having a girl are a bit increased by doing that. And if you want to understand why, I have a video on my channel on it's called How to Conceive a Girl, and I have all of my tips on there on how to conceive a girl, and that was my first one. So you can go on there and understand why I wouldn't be having sex on my ovulation day. And yeah, I hope that this helps everybody out and just gives people some people some information. And thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and like and subscribe to keep up with me and my trying to conceive journey. Bye, guys.